A very warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and legal enthusiasts. I, Paras Chug, a member of Legal Vidya, welcome you all in this session on how to do legal research with Legal Vidya. It's a pleasure to be your host for this enlightening session. Before we delve into the details of this workshop, let me take a moment to introduce Legal Vidya to you all. Legal Vidya is founded in 2021. Legal Vidya, where the legal journey begins with a flourish. More than just a platform, Legal Vidya is the compass guiding law students through a rhythm of boundless opportunities. It has been a beacon of knowledge and guidance for individuals interested in the field of law. It has consistently strived to create a platform where legal enthusiasts can nurture their passion, enhance their skills, and prepare themselves for a successful career in the field of law. It is a one step destination that unfolds a world of workshops, webinars, internships, and coveted chance to get published at Legal Vidya. It's not just a platform, it's a rendezvous with your legal experience. Now, I would like to now I will introduce our distinguished speaker for today's session. It's Miss Sakshi Sharma. The visionary leader behind Legal Vidya is Sakshi Sharma. She is a she is a dynamic legal professional who has dedicated herself to the empowerment of aspiring lawyers and legal enthusiasts. With a profound passion for legal education, Sakshi ma'am has tirelessly worked to bridge the gap between academics and practical skills. She, she is the co-author of Breaking into the Legal Field. Now I would like to request you all to please keep your mic on mute and keep your video off during the session. And if you have any questions, please ask them at last when the speaker will ask you to do. आप अपना माइक म्यूट रखेंगे एंड आपको अपना वीडियो भी बंद रखना है एंड सेशन के लास्ट में जब स्पीकर आपको अलाउ करेगा क्वेश्चन पूछने के लिए तब आप क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हो. Here in this session, get ready for a legal research adventure. We are diving into captivating world of legal interstices, unlocking the secrets of research methodology, unleashing our creativity in legal writing, the mastering the art of citation like legal wizards, and boldly facing the plagiarism challenge based on. Let the legal exploration begin. इस पूरे सेशन में आपको बताया जाएगा कि लीगल रिसर्च कैसे करनी है, क्या प्लेगरिज्म होता है, क्या क्या रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी यूज होती है, साइटेशंस और प्लेगरिज्म, ये सब बताया जाएगा. टुगेदर वी कैन लर्न, ग्रो एंड कंट्रीब्यूट टू द एवर इवॉल्विंग लैंडस्केप ऑफ द लीगल फील्ड. थैंक यू एंड लेट अस बिगिन आवर टू यू मैम. प्लीज मैम.
Thank you so much, Paris. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I believe some have issue in English, some have issue in Hindi. Just give me a second, guys. I'm so sorry. I believe some of you might have an issue in only English and in Hindi as well. So I'll try to speak in both the languages. Though there is a little time constraint, तो अगर आपको session के बाद भी कोई doubt हो, if any doubt remains, please feel free to contact your internship coordinator and he'll definitely help you. So one of you, please, Paris, if you're here, please let me know once my PPT is visible. I've just shared my screen. Please let me know if it's visible. Is my screen visible to you all? You can just write it down in the chat box or speak.
Yes ma'am.
Thank you so much. Welcome everyone to the session on legal research and writing. Firstly, let's go into the basis of research. Research basically is the creation of new knowledge and or existing use of knowledge in a creative way or in a new way to generate new concepts or to understand things better. What legal research does, it allows you to get more clarity about the issue that is at hand and to anticipate different arguments that may come up before you. Now, research are though of many types. I'll be talking of two, doctrinal and non-doctrinal. Now, why these two? During your research with Legal Vidya, during your research program with Legal Vidya, you'll mostly be doing doctrinal legal research method. So, what doctrinal legal research method is, इसमें you refer to sources of information like articles, commentaries, textbooks, etc. It is a research in which you just need to sit in one place, gather information, and then come up with your ideas and write it down. However, in non doctrinal legal research, it involves a lot of field work. This is the difference between doctrinal and non doctrinal. Doctrinal research is more concerned with the question of what law is and studying law, and non doctrinal basically is studying the connection of society and various non-legal aspects that affect the law. So, for example, doctrinal research where you have gotten a question on what is rape, define rape under Indian Penal Code. Okay, so this is a doctrinal legal question. You have the question at your hand. What you'll have to do is just see open IPC, see rape, see relevant case law, see how the what were rape laws before 1860 and how what all amendments have been done after independence in the particular section. What is its punishment? Is there a need of more stronger punishment? This all you'll do in doctrinal legal research method. In non-doctrinal, what you'll see is, say for example, you take any XYZ law that was enacted by the parliament. Say there was farm laws, the impact of farm law on farmers. Okay, how law is connected with society, that you see in non-doctrinal legal research. Now, stages of research method. This is very important to note because when you write your internship work, say for example, you're given a task to research or write an article on a particular topic. Say for example, the topic again I take is IPC. So so when you're given that particular task, you'll have the question already at your hand. What you need to do is you need to understand that question. जितना अच्छे से आप उस क्वेश्चन को समझोगे उतना अच्छे से आपका रिसर्च पेपर आप लिख पाओगे. Sometimes the question is very simple और कभी कभी वो इतना complex होता है that you need to read the question twice or thrice to understand it. So first try to understand what your question is and then try to identify your headings and subheadings. Now if you're given a topic and say for example you're a student who wants to read on that particular topic, what are the things you expect? क्या आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो उसमें आपको एक इंट्रोडक्शन मिले, बैकग्राउंड मिले, you read relevant case laws and a conclusion. These are some minimal things that you'll expect in a research paper. So what all you'll expect when you read the topic, ensure that those things are written in your research paper as well. Then first fill in the information within those headings and subheadings, एक rough draft बनाओ and then finalize it. Once you finalize it, continuously keep revising and editing it because you can also write a research paper in one doctrinal legal research method use करके वो क्या करना है, cut copy paste and insert some of your own thoughts in the way you like. Right, that is doctrinal legal research method. But why it is important to complete a rough draft before the date of submission is so that you can revise and edit it, because many a times what people do is they do cut copy paste, and when you do this cut copy paste method you don't see whether your sentence makes any sense. तो अगर आपके सेंटेंस में सेंस ही नहीं बनेगा तो क्या मतलब आपके पेपर लिखने का, बिकॉज यू आर राइटिंग समथिंग टू एक्सप्लेन इट टू द पीपल who are around you, right? So always revise and edit your article as many times as possible, because only then you can write a perfect article. I'm not saying there won't be mistakes even after revising and editing. Sure, there might be mistakes, but most of the mistakes will be rectified with by you once you start revising and editing it. Now, there are certain things to remember while you're writing the article. Firstly, the length. Yeah, we have had people जिन्होंने आर्टिकल लिखने के नाम पे बस एक पेज लिख दिया, उसी में उन्होंने इंट्रोडक्शन, एब्स्ट्रैक्ट, कीवर्ड सब डाल दिया, बोल दिया ये तो हो गया हमारा रिसर्च पेपर या ये हो गया हमारा आर्टिकल. बट दिस इज नॉट व्हाट वी वांट. Now, when you're interning with Legal Vidya, I'm talking specifically of Legal Vidya in this particular case, we want your article to be anywhere around 1,000 to 2,000 words. 1,000 words is minimum when you write an article. It will be what, 3 to 5 pages, I believe. उसमें भी आप क्या करोगे? You'll put when you see our formatting style, its spacing is 1.5, font size 12. So when writing 5 pages is no big deal when it comes to writing an article, because you can write even hundreds of pages on a particular topic. People do that. आर्टिकल 19 या आर्टिकल 21 पे लोग जब डिसर्टेशन करते हैं वो 3-3, 4-4, 500-500 पेजेस की कर लेते हैं. Why? Because there is that much information available. But we want that information in a short form, so 1,000 to 2,000 words must be a length of article. And even when you go outside, काफी बार you'll see there are call for papers, call for chapters, then there's article writing competition or essay writing competition, any kind of writing competition for that matter of fact. Always remember to stay within the word limit that they've given you. If they have said 3,000 words maximum, hai, do not exceed 3,000 words, because many times if you extend your article beyond that word limit, the organizers will say, no, we do not accept your article because it is not under 3,000 words or it is not fulfilling the criteria. So do that. Next thing to remember is language and grammar. It is very important that your language and grammar are accurately placed, because grammatical errors से क्या होता है कई बार कि एक as a student, I'll say, if I'm reading an article and it is not grammatically correct, काफी spelling errors है, if after 2-3 minutes मेरा मन उठ जाएगा, मैं उसको नहीं पढ़ूंगी. I'll be like, no, the person doesn't know what he's writing. How can a person do this much error while writing? So I'll think this and I immediately will shift to the some other article. So if you want people to read your article, always ensure that the language and the grammar is correct. Then scannability. Scannability basically means that if I open your work at one glance, will I be able to understand what this article is talking about? क्या मेरे को समझ आएगा कि इस टॉपिक में इस आर्टिकल में क्या सब टॉपिक्स और हेडिंग्स सब हेडिंग्स है, and is this article relevant to me? For explaining scannability, at the end of this session, I'll show you two works and you tell me which one is much better. That will be really helpful for you when you're writing your article. Then explaining jargons. Now, as a law student or as a researcher, many times what we do is we try to incorporate as many Latin maxims and as many legal jargons as possible. However, if you ever do that, please explain those terms. So, for example, you have used the term caviar tempter. काफी लोगों को नहीं पता caviar tempter क्या होता है. Even many first students don't know what caviar tempter is. So explain the term, because without explaining, then again it won't be of any use to the person who's reading it. Why we read an article or why we search for anything online is to ensure that we can understand the topic in a much simpler way. So do that. If you're using legal terms or legal maxims, explain them. Always write a good introduction and conclusion, and at the very end, ask for reviews from your peers. Because when they review an article, when they see an article, they'll say, okay, this thing is particularly missing. This XYZ thing is missing in this article. You can incorporate this. Then you can incorporate that in your article if you think it is relevant, and your article और भी अच्छा हो जाएगा. So always do that as well. Then the format. So, while you're writing your article during the internship period, always remember to write your abstract and keywords. Introduction, obviously you'll have the main body. Then the use of authorities and conclusion. So, abstract and keywords. So, coming to abstract and introduction first, the basic difference between them is the purpose of the both. Abstract gives you an overview of what you have discussed throughout your article, and introduction introduces the topic. Abstract is for a maximum of 300 words, and introduction is much more bigger. It can vary. You can write a bigger introduction if you want, make points and subpoints in that, or you can write a shorter one as well, depending on your preference. Always use authorities because it shows that the information that you're using is relevant and is correct, in fact. It gives it basically explains the reader that, okay, so if this person has written that in India there have been XYZ number of crimes over the previous year, this is the source of the that particular information, and it is a verified information. So always do that as well. Then conclusion. Conclusion will be what you have learned throughout your research paper, what you have understood about that topic. You'll conclude that particular topic in your own terms and write a conclusion or a solution for the same. Coming to something really important, plagiarism and citations. So, plagiarism basically is when you copy someone else's work without giving them proper credit. Why you must not do it? Because it is very unethical. It is a wrong practice, and many a times you can even be punished for plagiarizing content. Now, if you remember, if I don't know how many of you were present in the first session that we had, the introductory session on the 30th, I believe, on November. There I stated कि for case and research work 10% से ज़्यादा plagiarism allowed नहीं है. So no plagiarism above 10% will be allowed. So always remember, since you are interns, and we also want you all to learn something new and not just be stuck up on what I'd say someone else's work. So always ensure that whenever you're submitting your research paper or writing a work for someone else, or you're doing your internship tasks like you're with us, to not plagiarize. Yes, if you're referring to someone else's work, give them proper credit, but do not intentionally plagiarize because it is an academic offense, I'd say, in the end. Always use quotation marks and references. If you're directly quoting someone else's words or using someone else's thoughts and your ideas, please quote them. Use proper quotation marks. Like you can see, um, if you're saying that Mahatma Gandhi said XYZ statement, quote that statement, put them in double inverted commas always. Paraphrase only when it is necessary. Now, many people what they do is they'll say कि यार paraphrase कर रहे थे, plagiarism थोड़ी count होगा तब. No. While paraphrasing also, it can be useful, no doubt, but it should be done sparingly. And even if you paraphrase, you must use a proper citation and include references. Because again, you're using someone else's work in the end, not yours. So please, even if you're paraphrasing, use your own, use proper citations. Then cite references when using facts. As I said, okay, if I've written in my article that there have been so and so number of crime in India. Now, this is a fact कि the crime हुआ है. But since I'm using this fact, तो कुछ तो source होगा ना जहाँ से मुझे ये बात पता चली. Always cite that source. So any factual information that is not of common knowledge should be properly cited to substantiate your claims and give credit to that source. So if I say, for example, I've used an NCRB data, मैं NCRB का data cite कर दूंगी कि ये इस साल का ये data आया था, and whether it is from first one or the second one. Now, this is something important if you're a non-native speaker. Copy phrases with special caution if you're a non-native speaker. If English is not your first language, be specifically vigilant in properly citing and referring to text to avoid unintentional plagiarism. Now, and then always give credit to others for their ideas and avoid using AI tools. This is something that I want you all to do. कि अब तो chat GPT आ गया है, writer जैसे AIs आ गए that help you write. So what people do is they just open that particular app. They say, "Okay, please write an essay on this topic or an article on this topic," and it gives you that article. But what happens then is that it doesn't give you any. It's not its own idea, right? AI is not generating its own idea. उसके पास जितना भी knowledge of the content that is available on his platform, वो उसी से आपको एक article generate कर रहा है. Yes, your work is done in 15 to 20 seconds, no doubt. But what happens is that AI will not give you citations, and if it has used anything that is someone else's work, if it has been copied from there, then again it will be your again it will come in plagiarism in the very end, and we do not want that. So what you can do to avoid plagiarism is first create an outline of what you want to write. अपने खुद के ideas उसमें incorporate करो. Then go to Google or your books or your case commentaries or journals. Then read them and then add extra points. जस्ट डू नॉट जस्ट कि यार अभी टॉपिक मिला है चलो गूगल कर लेते हैं, जो मिलेगा कॉपी पेस्ट करके दे देंगे, ये मत करो। आर्टिकल लिखते वक्त फर्स्ट राइट योर ओन थॉट्स एंड आइडियाज, देन बिल्ड अपॉन दैट। अब बिल्ड कैसे करोगे? देन यू गो टू गूगल, देन यू गो टू वेरियस वेबसाइट्स और textbooks and journals and commentaries that are available, then go there. Just do not straight away jump to that, because when you straight away jump to that, आप unintentionally plagiarize कर ही दोगे, और फिर आपका ओरिजिनल कंटेंट रह जाएगा 10% and the plagiarized content will be 90%. So what you do is first start writing by yourself, develop your article, and then if you think we need some extra research in this, then add that research from Google or various sources. Now, since we've talked of citation, let's come to plagiarism. Let's come to citation. Since plagiarism, मैंने इतने बार बोला properly cite करो, you should properly cite facts and stuff. So let's see why citation is important. Firstly, it is to show your reader that you have done proper research by listing sources you used to get your information. Then to be a responsible scholar, because again at the very end, say for example एक group project किया आप लोगों ने, आप change करने हो, आप लोग group project कर रहे हो, काम दो लोगों ने किया है और credit लेने तीसरा भी आ गया, you will be angered because यार इसने तो कुछ काम ही नहीं किया, but still he's coming and taking credit for my work in the very end and इसको credit मिल भी रहा है. That is something very wrong. Similarly, अगर किसी ने अपना टाइम और एनर्जी यूज करके एक आर्टिकल लिखा है, फिर रिटन रिसर्च आर्टिकल, एंड यू even without giving him proper credit, without acknowledging his ideas, use it in your work, that is firstly very unethical of you and very incorrect. So yes, to be a responsible scholar by giving credit, that is also why we use proper citations and references. Obviously, to avoid plagiarism by quoting words and ideas of other authors, and to allow your reader to track down the source you used by citing them accurately. What all you must cite? This is very important. You must cite all the facts, figures, ideas, or other information that is not of common knowledge, then any idea, words, or theories, or exact of or any exact language that you have used of any other author or person. Then any publication in publications, say your site, you have used something from books or books chapters or articles, web pages, thesis, dissertations, anything that you have used which is not yours must be cited properly. And in the last, good writing plus good research will make your article go from good to bad. Now I'll just give you all access to your mics. Just tell me, give me a moment. I'll show you two research articles and I want you all to tell me which one of the two is better. Uh, you can also write it down in the chat box if you wish. Just give me a moment to open the particular articles. Okay. Yes. Tell me if my screen is visible to you all. Is my screen visible? No?
Yes, ma'am, visible.
Okay. Thank you, Bharat. Thank you, Yash, as well. So this is the first article. Is this visible to you all? Okay, so I'll just make it a little bit bigger. You don't have to read anything, just see or what the article is. Okay, this is not the exact one that was published. Say, for example, this is the article. Okay, this article is of 7 pages and the person has written in a good manner. Okay, no doubt. She has written on heading also how to choose the appropriate procedure for ADR. Then, yeah, article 39B she has written here, and then case studies. Okay, so the conclusion as well, and these I believe are her references that she has mentioned. Okay, so this is one article. Then let's go to the other article. So this is the other article. Is this visible? Okay. Now we want to look at this article and see. Here she's written abstract, keywords, introduction, objectives, mediation, Arbitration. This paper basically relates to ADR, I believe, and she has written of these three ADR mechanisms and how to choose an appropriate one. Comparison, she has done of three processes. The difference between mediation, she has written of legal aid, and then she has written some case studies, conclusion, and a reference. Now we've skimmed through these two articles. Can anyone tell me which article? What anyone? Actually, anyone of you. Please tell me which article do you think is better? Which article is much more engaging? Second, anyone who believes the first article is better? Anyone who wants to say the first article is much more better? Okay, so most of you are saying second one. Why is that? Any reasons for why the second article is better? Just write it down or turn on your mics and speak. All I've given access to everyone, so if anyone can turn on their mics, wants to turn on, proper format followed. Okay, right. Proper format is there. It was more comprehensive. Okay. And anything else? What you all think made the second article better? Do you remember highlight of headings and subheadings? Right. Exactly. So all of these things were there in a second article. So I used the term scannability when I was talking about showing my presentation. Now, if you open a website and you have these two articles before you, you'll obviously prefer the second article because at an instant you can see whether this article is useful for you or not because of the proper headings and subheadings that are given, right? True. And also all points are given in the article, which is which you need to understand a particular topic. Exactly. So always remember that is why we have given you a format. The format that we prescribed you for article writing is very, I'd say, standard one because that is what mostly is followed until and unless there is something else specified. So using the format as Times New Roman, font size 12, writing your references, then highlighting your headings and subheadings in a proper manner is what makes your article really good. Just give me a moment, guys. I'll be back. Yeah. So coming back, also, has anyone new opened the documents that have been provided to you? Does anyone have an idea of the citation style that you're supposed to use during the internship? You can just write it down in the chat box if you have an idea. Just write yes or no, and then we can move forward. Blue book, yes. Yes, blue book, right. So during your internship, you are required to refer your content in the Harvard Blue Book 20th edition. Blue Book citations, I believe, are comparatively very easy than many others that are already present because Blue Book is something that we use. It's not ILI, it's Blue Book. Um, we use Harvard Blue Book 20th edition. I'll just share it with you all. It must have definitely been provided by your internship coordinator in your group. If not, it'll be done as soon as the session ends, I believe. So yeah, let's come to Blue Book, right? This is the Harvard Blue Book 20th edition. It's available on net as well. Just write Harvard Blue Book, वो आपको मिल जाएगा. Harvard Blue Book is basically a referencing style that we use while we're writing our papers and articles and so on. So you can see they have written the general rule of citation, which I've underlined here. If you can see that, there might be a net issue, I believe. So yeah, they've written the general rule and they've also given some examples on how you must be citing them. Okay, the cases. Mostly what we'll be citing is case laws and websites because it's an online internship. I believe very few of you will refer books. However, if you do cite books, we'll come to that at the very end. Now coming to cases, the general rule is you write party 1 versus party 2. Who is the party 1? Party 1 is plaintiff, appellant, or applicant, and the party 2 is defendant or respondent, and then you write the citation number. So, for example, the case is between Guru Nanak Foundation versus Ratan Singh and Sons. So, uh, Guru Nanak Foundation, I believe, is the plaintiff, then versus that is V dot, and then the defendant's name, that is Ratan Singh and Son. Similarly, if it is Keshavananda Bharti versus State of Kerala, one is the plaintiff, one is the defendant. You'll write that name and then write the citation. Then statutes. Statutes are something that also will cite a lot. So for statutes, what you'll have to write is the short title of the act. Now, अगर आप बेयर एक्ट खोल दो, सबसे ऊपर जो एक्ट का नाम लिखा होता है वो उसका शॉर्ट टाइटल बोल सकते हो आप, ठीक है. Now, short title, say for example, there is the Banking Regulation Act of 1949. You'll write that as short title. Then this symbol that you can see, this S and S. Okay, that is uh, used to specify a particular section. So you'll write that and then write specific section that is being referred to. Then for every act that Parliament passes and implements, there's an act number. Then you'll write the number of the act. So this is number 10 of the Acts of Parliament of 1949. So if something is number 12 of Acts of Parliament of 1960, then we'll write that. If it is number 30, we'll write number 30. और ये number आपको कहाँ से मिलेगा? Again, Google पे सारी information available है. You just have to search for it. Just type Banking Regulation Act, or just type, say you want to learn of POSH, just write Act number of POSH Act. So it'll show you what is the number of the act. Coming to online sources that we cite. Now, just have to mention the name of the website, comma, the URL that is mentioned there, and then the last date that was on which you open that particular site. So mention that. Then coming to books, though I believe very few of you will really cite books, just have a look at it. Again, you can always refer to the citations, the citation style. You just need to open this particular document. There's an example that is given there. It'll be really easy. So general rule is that you write volume number if there is any, then write the author's name, title of the book, page number, and the publisher's name, year of publishing. So for example, to D.D. Basu, Constitution of India, 201, and brackets में 2010. So 2 is volume number, D.D. Basu is the author, title of the book is the Constitution of India, then the page number is 201 that we are referring to, and in brackets there is 2010 that is written. So 2010 is the year of publishing. Now, these are a few things. I believe Paris must have also shared an article for you all, which you can refer to while you're writing your research articles throughout your internship. So open that article, go through it once, and then start writing. As far as I know, if you're from batches 1 to 4, I believe, you'll be assigned three tasks that are related to law subjects and the other relating to analysis of a law commission report. Now, when you're going to analyze a law commission report, what is the best way of reading it is download the particular report, read it, and see whether the suggestions that were given in that report were implemented or not. ठीक है, अगर आपको पता चल जाएगा इसका implementation हुआ है, then you can develop your article in a much better way. Then you can write what all changes have come since that particular law commission report. If there was any new law being, let's say, if there was any new law implemented, you can write that as well. That will make your task much more easier. Then again, please remember, most of you might have attended the first session where I said ki on exceptional work you will receive an LOR, right? A letter of recommendation. The only thing that is stopping you from receiving that is if you're not giving updates on time and if you're not consistent with your work. So just be consistent with your work, give updates on time. See, we have given a format of daily update, right? So a format map update to daily. Give your tasks on or before it. It's no compulsion to give your task before deadline. Just give it on deadline and it's fine. बस डेडलाइन के बाद नहीं देना कभी भी. Okay, just give them on that deadline and be consistent with your work. Do not do a sloppy work, copy paste and done. This is my article. Don't do that, because we'll again thoroughly check your article and if your article is returned to you. So okay, if you're informed that these things were lacking in your article, I need to make so and so changes. Do those changes and as soon as possible send that article back to us so that it can be published. Your articles will be published by your name on our website, so again it will be a plus for you as well. And मैम जो format में share किया था, see, that was just a draft format. I'd say it is not compulsion. It's not compulsory that you're writing that. We have shared the actual format with you all in the group, तो आप उसको refer करो. And there will be a document that must be shared with you all जिसमें formatting बताया होगी कि कैसे कैसे करनी है. So उस हिसाब से formatting करो and article उस हिसाब से लिखना आप लोग. Now, if anyone has any query on how, from where you need to do your research, or any other thing that you want to know, you can just write it down in the chat box and I'll answer that. And always you have your internship coordinators that will be ready to answer any queries that you have. So you can always contact them as well. So just tell me if you have any other query. How can you use AI tools? How can you use AI tools for research without facing plagiarism issue? See, firstly coming to how you can check plagiarism, it's really simple. We'll give you a particular, I'd say we usually prefer an online free source that we have. If you have a subscription to anything, you can use it. No issues in that. But there's always many free plagiarism checkers that are available online. One of it is Dupli Checker. We'll also share the link with that in the groups as well. So just click on that, upload your article, and plagiarism आपका check हो जाएगा तुरंत. Okay, it will tell you what is plagiarized. Then how can we use AI tools for research without facing plagiarism also? Now AI tools, see Samriddhi, if you're using AI tools, just use them to get an idea of what you want in your particular article. Now many a times what happens is that when you're given a topic, you have no idea what the topic is and आपने पढ़ भी लिया लेकिन आपको समझ नहीं आ रहा है क्या करना. Okay, what you can do is you can go to AI tools. For example, most popularly what we all use is ChatGPT, right? Go there and you can ask them to write a draft on what all topics must be covered in that. Okay, once it tells you what all topics must be covered in that, then you can go ahead and do the research on Google Scholars, textbooks or commentaries, etc. And then वहाँ से information collect करके आप लिख सकते हो. You use AI tools just for getting an idea of what you want and not for actually writing your research work. Okay, एक idea ले लो कि हाँ ये चीज़ें हैं जो मैं अपने article में incorporate कर सकती हूँ. Do that and that will be something that you can do with the help of AI. If someone not clear first pass as per guidelines, one second, I'll come back to you, Deepak. How to give daily update? For daily update, first you'll have to write your name, then today's date, then the deadline of the work that is assigned to you, and then you'll have to write what work you have done today. So, for example, you can write that started writing article or research complete or reading particular xyz topic and so on and so forth, you can just write that, and that will be enough. That is something. बाकी एक बार पारस फिर से ग्रुप में फॉर्मेट्स भेज दीजिएगा so that it's easier for all the students there. And also please, I believe काफी students बाद में भी join हुए होंगे तो उनके पास वो जो first document है वो गया नहीं होगा. Please share that document in group as well. If someone not clear first task as per guidelines, then he or she will not. Uh, uh, Deepak, which first work are you talking about? Please specify. Ma'am, will any coordinator? Yes. So Paris, who was just hosting the session, he's your main internship coordinator. He'll make sure that any work that is perfect gets published, and any work that is lacking something gets its review as well. Apart from that, there will be a few more as a coordinators that will be assigned to you all. तो अगर आपको कोई भी doubt हो, you can just reach out to those coordinators and they'll help you. Okay, so if you have any doubt, just go to them. You can text them on WhatsApp or call them. Please do not call at any ungodly hour, I'd say. From 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., that's fine. You can call them, WhatsApp them, but do not go around calling your internship coordinators at 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. because that does not look good in the very first place. Okay, so take care of the time. Okay, and then call them. They'll definitely help you out. Okay. Ma'am, now my plagiarism is 65% and unique is 35. See, if plagiarism is 65, one issue why it is 65 must be because you have used a lot of information on net. Okay. अगर आप कुछ online check करते हो ना तो say for example you have written something from a website called Blog Eye Leaders and you have just cut copy pasted it. Okay. तो वो आपके plagiarism में आएगा. What you can do is try to incorporate more work that is of your original ideas. या फिर आपका जो plagiarized content आ रहा है, ठीक है, if you are doing plagiarism check, तो red या yellow जो भी color XYZ color में highlight रहता है, ठीक है, just look at that, see whether firstly that is, because many times whatever plagiarized content is there, that is really useless. Okay, see if it is useful for your particular article. If you think it is useful, what you can do is what you can do then is try to write that in your own words and then जो original sources को cite कर दो, ठीक है, paraphrase करके cite कर दो, plagiarism कम होगा. But even if you paraphrase, please do not forget to give proper reference to the original creditor or original author. Okay, always give them proper credit as well. Basically, plagiarism and unique, what we're talking about is plagiarism is something that you have cut, copy, pasted from something else, some other source, and unique content is that has not been found anywhere on the web. For that, we'll share a link of check of an online website where you can do that. If anyone has any other query, he can ask me now, or if not, I've already stated you have your internship coordinators who can be contacted from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please remember, by any time I mean from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Do not call them at any other time because that doesn't look good and professional. So please do that. And Deepak, you had something relating to first tasks. Are you talking about the research task that was assigned to you, Deepak? Please specify that if you're here. Now, if you're talking of that research task, then let me tell you, I've already stated as well. Once you submit, say for example, you're given 5 to 6 tasks, okay? Once you submit your research work on those tasks, then you will be able to receive your certificate. Ma'am, how to add something? See, Vash, I believe, I don't know if that's your full name, but yeah, what you want to do, what you can do is, आपने जिस भी जगह से पढ़ा, say for example you've read something from XYZ website, read it and understand it. Okay, only once you understand it, you'll be able to write it in your own words. Do not go and mug up all those words. Okay, do not read it and try to remember it. Try to understand what you have read and write it in your own words. Once you try to understand, you'll automatically write it in your own words. Don't worry about that. Just try to understand a particular topic if you want to write something in your own words. And if not that, then always you have the uh, and yeah. So and after that also, if you're not able to do, you can just paraphrase it. Now, there's one more thing that I want you all to know. Please, I've stated this again, time and time again, that if we find anyone doing any kind of mischief or being rude, unnecessarily disturbing others or their peers, they'll be punished. So once again, I believe that was Anand Srivastav जिसने बोला था कि भाई हिंदी में बोल ले, इंग्लैंड से आया है क्या. Anand, if you have a problem with just English, just tell that normally. There's no need to give a taunt. And anyone here, please do not contact your peers without their consent. ठीक है. If the other person is also interested in talking to you, do that, not an issue. But अगर आप जबरदस्ती किसी के पास जाके बात कर रहे हो फिर without any reason bugging them or irritating them, just come to your coordinators. To be second person, okay, you can complain regarding any such conduct and the authorities will take action regarding the same. Please, during the internship, maintain the decorum. It is, again, though it is a remote internship, we want a professional work environment and not something that is very casual. Please remember that. And yeah, if any other issue arises regarding your internship, then you can just contact your coordinators. How to check plagiarism? Because every IIT detector, there are free websites. Just का link पारस आपको भेज देगा groups में. Don't worry about that. पारस, please ensure कि groups में links चला जाए. आप link भेज दीजिएगा पारस group में. I believe that will be much more helpful. Please ask your coordinators who are under you to do that. Okay, and then see, reasonable time is very subjective, I'd say, because I can write papers even in 1 hour and submit it. I can do research in 1 hour and submit it, and some take even 5-6 days, and yet it is not submitted. So the task that you're assigned, you're usually given, I believe, 4 to 5 days time to write a particular article and then write it. So 5 days is more than enough. 1 day for 2 days for writing and revising your article, or 3 days, if example, writing and revising your article, 1 day for researching, and second day for researching it more thoroughly and start making a draft. Then coming to the third and fourth days, you can write your article, and fifth day you can revise and submit your article. So 5 days are more than enough, I believe, for writing a particular article. Again, it is my opinion, and some of you might be able to do it. Some do a very great job in 1 day as well. Yash, the format of submitting is Word document. That is the doc form. Ma'am, I want to talk to you like in second year. No issues, Vaishnavi. Just please drop a mail at legalvidya.com, and then you can terminate the internship. And all the best for your exam. Yeah, so if anyone has any other query, you can just ask me now, or if not, we'll see you in the next session where I believe that will be in a week or so. So all the best everyone for your internship, and I look forward to reading your articles. Have a good day, and thank you for joining this session. Paris, I believe we can end the session now.